From the moment she arrived,
Babysitter's here!
the husband had temptations.
Hey, that's a cute outfit you got on.
Thanks, Mr. Tucker.
The wife had suspicions.
I don't know if I trust that girl.
The boyfriend had desires.
I thought maybe I'd come over and hang out.
I don't think that's such a good idea.
And the rival had a plan.
You figure out what you want and go get it.
I think that babysitter is getting a visit from her boyfriend.
Why don't you just let me come in for a little? Be good.
Jack, no.
But between what is fantasy
You sure remember to lock the front door when she slammed it on your
and
face.
what is real
The only person I think the babysitter needs to be protected from is you.
lies the babysitter.
Here is to a night of endless possibilities. I can't believe we're doing this.
Hello?
Imaginations run wild,
Who is it?
exposing passions
What are you doing here?
they can't resist,
I came by to see if you were being a good girl.
desires
I think it needs your touch, Jack.
they can't control,
All right.
danger
You got a little secret to keep, huh?
they can't escape.
You're both gonna leave now.
You lose, buddy. You let Mark do it to you, didn't you?
What do you think you're trying to do?
You don't really deserve to be treated like this.
Stop it!
The Babysitter.
I don't know what's real or not anymore.
It's all in their minds.
Welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. This is Brandon Ford.
And I can't see without my glasses. Tony the Tiger, the thunder from down under.
Was that a My Girl reference?
Yes, it was. You gotta just let it go.
That was really random. You always say strange things that are intended to provoke me. At the beginning of these fucking...
Throw you off your game.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're trying to do. And you sadly succeed every fucking time. Because I'm not that quick. All right. So, yes, this is the Blind Rage Podcast, and I'm very excited because not only are we doing a movie that I quite enjoy, we are doing a movie I quite enjoy with an actress whom I quite enjoy. We are doing The Babysitter.
Say hello to your friends.
From Settle. The Babysitter from 1995, starring the one and only Alicia Silverstone.
My drag name.
Yes, I really... Facetious
Silverstone.
Silverstone. Okay, but before we get into that, I'm just going to get the plugs out of the way. I'd like to encourage everybody to check out my books in hardcover, Kindle, and paperback editions by going to Amazon.com. Typing in Brandon Ford. While you're there, please check out my author page. I also have several titles in audiobook format, which you can find on Audible by typing in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. You could also follow me on both Twitter and Letterboxd at Brandon Ford. You can follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. If you're listening to this episode on the YouTube channel, please don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to the channel. Also, comments are welcome. What else do we do? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. Don't forget to drop by the official Blind Rage Podcast Facebook page, and while you're there, like and subscribe. Last and most importantly, if you're listening to the Blind Rage Podcast on one of the podcasting platforms, please don't forget to rate and review.
Did you mention the YouTube channel?
I did.
Okay, good. So, I feel bad because I zone out and just start daydreaming.
Oh, are you saying I put you to sleep? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
In a very loving way.
Oh, shut up.
I'm like an ailing dog.
Yeah. And if you ever get a fucking Instagram, I've only said it like 10,000 fucking times.
I was getting far too many stalkers when I had an Instagram, so...
Oh, yeah. Where are you? You never heard of the block button?
Well...
Or just ignoring people?
Well...
Well, you're not under your real name on Facebook, so why don't you just use that name on Instagram?
No, well, when I say stalkers, they were just a bit of flirtation that I ceased
Nobody
to
flirts
indulge
with
in.
me anywhere, ever.
Sorry? Maybe,
I was
maybe
just
you
saying
don't
that nobody
recognize
flirts
the
with me.
signs.
What? No.
Just
I
next
just don't
time
go out of the
you're
house.
talking, just say, "Are you flirting with me?"
No, because then
Out of nowhere.
they're going to say no, and then I'm going to feel 2 feet,
And then you go,
2 inches
"Wait,
high.
are you flirting with me now?"
Oh, so then you're saying I try to be cute?
Yes.
I'm not good at that.
You don't play cute.
No, I don't. Well, I try, but I don't succeed. Not all of us are blessed with, and such an endearing accent.
Oh my god.
You don't even have to try.
Yep.
It's just effortless.
Yep. It's my
The gays just fall at your feet.
my Aussie wog combination that gets them drooling at the cockhead. So what movies
right.
have you been watching? Or would you like me to go
Oh,
first?
I'm going first. Well, you are the guest.
Okay,
So
okay.
you go first.
Well, I haven't really been watching anything new. By way of comfort programming, I have started rewatching Frasier, just when I need something to play in the background.
Oh, God.
But by way of something to go to sleep to, I have been putting on the series of Final Destination, which I always enjoy, so they've been good to revisit. How about yourself?
Do you have any thoughts on Final Destination or Frasier?
Well, I enjoy Frasier. I like their timing, humour, and find they've got a good rapport. By way of Final Destination, I would say that it's my favourite franchise by way of ones that repeat themselves. Like, if you know Saw repeats, it's the same storyline over and over again. I can handle that with Final Destination just because it's a fun little... It doesn't take itself seriously. It's just more, trying to see how someone's going to get killed in a mousetrap kind of way. I wouldn't be upset if they brought out a part 6, whereas if they brought out a Saw 11, I'd be like, fucking hell, what is wrong with people?
I couldn't give a shit because I wouldn't be watching. I tried to watch Final Destination 5, but I was like, what the fuck? I can't do this again. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, but like, I don't mind it in that context.
Under different circumstances.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's a formula.
It is very much a formula that they stay true to. And they,
I like
veer.
the original concept. I thought it was quite a genius idea. But
well, not really, because it was done before in a movie from the early 80s, which is escaping me, and the title is escaping me, and it does it's called Soul Survivor.
Oh, okay.
And it has the same concept, and it's about a plane crash too, that a woman escapes a plane crash.
Okay.
And then death stalks her.
Although I do think that the title "Escaping Me" would be quite good. I just don't know what type of movie it would be.
Well, I don't.
About podcasters who start getting killed off one by one.
I don't fucking know. All right. So I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
I really don't watch much. Well, I don't watch TV at all, except for Judge Judy reruns.
Has she started her new show? Sorry.
Yeah.
She has. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not. It's yeah, and I went through all those because the episodes are on Audio Vault and they are audio described. There is 60 for this because it's a daily show, much like the regular show. So yeah, I did. The new season hasn't started yet, but I probably will wait until it's over so I can binge them.
Yeah.
Because I just can't go to a streaming platform every day and watch a new show.
Yeah.
I just can't.
It's not your style.
It's not my style. No, and I prefer binging anyway because that's how I stay fit. But
It's your ballet background.
I did watch a documentary that I hadn't heard of and I found it on Tubi, and it's from 2019, and because all roads lead to
Madonna.
Madge, it was called Madonna and the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And it was about her very, very early days in New York in the late, from like 1979 to right before her first single came out. So 1979 to 1982. And it has interviews with guys who she was in like 3 bands before she got a record deal. So it's interviews and with them, some of the members, and there's like some audio recordings, some demos that they did. I heard some of the songs from that era before, and they're really bad. They're very grungy and unpolished. But when Confessions on a Dance Floor came out in 2005, she was on the British talk show Parkinson. And he asked her, do you remember the first song you ever wrote? And she said, yes. And he said, what was it called? And she said it was called Tell the Truth. And he asked her if she would sing it, and she sang a few bars before she got embarrassed and like covered her face. And I had never heard it before, but on the in the documentary there is a recording of her singing that song and playing the guitar to it. So I thought that was really cool. It always annoyed me. And people still do, but it always annoys me when people try to mock her, like, she can't play guitar. She started out playing guitar and drums in bands, and she's been playing guitar now for 23 years. So I think she knows what she's doing. But I did think it was speaking of playing guitar, I thought it was pretty fucking ballsy because I remember started learning how to play guitar again because she became a pop star, so she let her musical instruments playing go out the window. But she started again when she was with Guy Ritchie, and he bought her a guitar for her birthday. So she started again in August of 2000, and then she went on tour in the summer of 2001. So she was playing guitar for like 8 months, And she was confident enough to go on tour and play guitar. That's fucking balls.
When was the Drowned World tour? Was that 2001?
01.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So you get to hear a lot of early recordings and of her with the band, and the music's bad. And some snippets from her demo that she submitted to record companies. A lot of rehearsals. And there's just like I don't know what the hell it was supposed to be. I guess it was just like something that she did with this guy David, who she was in the band with and dating, where they just recorded themselves just talking nonsense. It was like stream of consciousness kind of thing, where it's just like say whatever's on your mind. But yeah, he kept the tapes, and you heard some of that stuff. And they had reenactments of some of the stuff that happened in the early days. They had a girl play her. They even had an interview. This one, I was surprised, because for an unauthorized documentary, this one kind of really went above and beyond.
Well, she has her fans.
To dig up.
They've got passion.
To dig up stuff from her her pre-fame years. But they got in contact with the guy who directed A Certain Sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
Which is a student film that she was in.
Not the one with Farrah Fawcett.
No. That would be Small Sacrifices. No, A Certain Sacrifice was a student film that she was in like.
I have actually seen it, but I forget it, because it was available for rent at my video shop.
It's terrible. Yeah, when she got famous, he sold the rights to it, and it came out on video. It also came out on DVD too.
Oh, really?
And I remember finding it in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Was it? We'll pay you $5 to take this.
Oh. She was not happy at all when that movie came out. Understandably so.
Well,
it wasn't good. And a lot of it was improv, too. Yeah. But it was very, artsy, avant-garde kind of, student filmmaking.
I mean, I don't get ashamed when my podcasts come out.
You probably should.
Even the loved ones was like, oh, I have to live with this now.
Why? What's wrong with the loved ones?
Well, that was the first one that we did, and I felt like I was so timid in it. Now you're wishing I still have that timidity.
Yeah, a little bit sometimes.
You're like Frankenstein.
Especially when you start breaking my concentration. So, yes, I would check your Tubi to see if you have it.
No, I should.
Because it was really good. I usually the unauthorized documentaries
are shit.
Are
Like I remember,
much, but
there was a lot of Spice Girls unauthorized documentaries that came out at one stage.
There's so many for her, and there's a handful of them in addition to this one on Tubi. One thing she said though, that because they talk a lot about the fashion of the time and how it's perceived that she influenced everybody to wear all the rubber bracelets and the big bows and shit like that. But I always liked that she was honest in saying that when I was in New York, that's the way everybody dressed. I just happened to get famous.
Yeah.
So she didn't take credit for it. But yeah, Madonna and the Breakfast Club. So
why did they include the Breakfast Club? Just
the Breakfast Club was the name of the band.
Really? Okay.
One of the bands.
Yep. So that makes sense now.
Okay. So. Alright. Okay, so. We are going to begin The Babysitter. I don't know where you can watch this. I'm just going to say Prime, because that's usually my go-to. But it is on Blu-ray and DVD as well. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. So, were you familiar with this one? Had you heard about?
No, I feel like I remember seeing it at the video shop. And this is a Spelling Films International production in association with Blockbuster Video.
How do you like them apples? This was one of the movies. I think this was shot in 93, 94?
Yeah.
And it didn't come out until toward the end of 95
She had a
after
shitload come out in
Clueless.
95.
Well, yeah, because she did movies back to back to back to back. And this was one of them. And also was that movie you like,
The
True
Crush.
Crime.
Oh, yeah. And Hideaway and...
Hideaway, The Cool and the Crazy,
Clueless.
that French movie, it's got a French title. But yeah, she worked constantly during this era.
I'm hoping it's because she wanted to, that she really enjoyed it, that she... As opposed to her
I
parents.
think she did. No, because she was emancipated.
Oh, okay.
She got emancipated during The Crush.
Oh, Tuesday Night is in this. Oh.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
She's the waitress at the diner.
Really? Oh, okay.
You know what? This could just be me reaching. But there's a scene when she approaches what's his name? Mark. And she says, I was wondering if you wanted to come out with me and Joey tonight. If that was supposed to be a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
Because
okay,
of the
yeah.
Joey character. But again, that could just be me reaching.
Yeah, yeah.
But the guy who plays Mark, Nicky Katt, you may recognize because he was in Death Proof.
Oh, yeah. I did look him
ran-
up. He was
you-
in a few things.
Well, do you know who he was in Death Proof?
No.
No, you don't.
No.
He was the cashier at the convenience store who had the Italian Vogue,
Oh, okay. Yep. So in the second portion.
which had nothing to do with the fucking plot at all. I don't know why that was there.
He would sometimes
But
give
yeah,
me
he just happened to
Craig
have-
Burko, or whatever his name is, vibes of him.
Who?
He...
Craig Burker.
Yeah, Craig Burko or something, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you might know him in. He was the villain in The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Never saw it.
I reckon he played Charlie in Scary Movie 4.
I never saw that.
He was in one of the Sex and the Cities. He wasn't the one who left her by a post-it note. But
Oh, was he the one who was obsessed with jazz?
yes.
Okay.
And then
What
then
about
he
him?
takes up the banjo. Huh?
What about him?
He just reminded me a little bit of like Mark, but like from a young age.
Okay.
What has Joel Schumacher done? I know the name very much, but I just can't think of it.
Oh my
He's done
god.
heaps of things, hasn't he?
He's done a lot of things. He was
Did he do
The
Time
Lost
Cop?
Boys
Oh, yep.
and Batman Forever
Yeah.
and Batman and Robin.
So he was responsible for her career deterioration.
Yeah. It was such a bad movie.
Now, I feel a little bad to say this, and I don't say it in a bad way, but I did find this movie to be a little bit boring. I enjoyed Alicia and the characters. I wish that the dialogue was better for the boys. But yeah, it felt like a bit
That little boy there
yes.
who plays Jimmy, he's like Christian Slater's half brother or
Really?
something.
Okay.
So you didn't like the dialogue? Go ahead.
No, it reminded me for some reason, it reminded me a little bit of the movie The Ice Storm. By way of style, it's just like a family interactions and dramas.
This is Lee Garlington right there, who was on the first episode of Seinfeld, and that was it.
Oh, I thought she had been in a few things.
Oh no, I mean, as far as
Oh,
Seinfeld
okay.
goes, she was only on the first episode. No, yeah, she's been in a lot
Yeah.
of stuff, but she was not very well liked on the Seinfeld set because she took it upon herself to rewrite all of her lines in the script.
Really? Who does that?
I don't know. Larry David was like, no.
Is this your first time as an actress? Even I know that writers don't like their words being fucked with.
I like how Jeremy London is reading Catcher
I
in
hate
the Rye.
it.
Why do you hate it?
Oh, it's just
There's
cliche,
Tuesday right
yes.
there.
I think she looks quite Madonna-y here. Going to stuff we were talking about off air, stuff like of traumatic experiences. This wasn't so much traumatic, but I read Catcher in the Rye in high school and did a report on it and enjoyed it when I was in high school. And I tried rereading it as an adult after having developed some jadedness, and I just could not get through it. It created such anger within me that I just had to put it down.
Okay.
I think I'd become far too much like Holden to enjoy it. Made me want to go shoot a beetle.
I don't know why, but it's not officially available in audio book format.
Maybe the family didn't want it done.
Adapted. Probably. I mean, you can get kind of a shitty version from the Library for the Blind, but Audible doesn't have it or anything.
I wonder how much they disliked Chapter 27. As in...
That was a good movie.
But did it not have lines from the book?
I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while. I thought it was kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Jared Leto was really good in it,
yeah.
as much as I loathe to admit it. And Lindsay Lohan was a garbage.
She I don't understand people's want for her to be good, because I don't think she ever has been anything spectacular.
She was particularly bad in that movie. I remember she looked so awkward, and she did this awkward laugh at the beginning of every line. She kept going, like, what do you mean?
Although, can I put in a request that we do a podcast of I Know Who Killed Me?
No, we can't.
That movie was terrible.
JT Walsh, R.I.P. He plays a really good bad guy.
Yeah. He's got a real... In this movie, he's got a real average quality, but, like, when he starts becoming a bit more aggressive, you can really see it.
Mm.
When he starts leaning towards Predator, it's like, yeah, I can see that happening.
Did you notice that you don't know the name of Alicia's character until just before the credits?
Oh, no, I hadn't.
Even in the end credits, she's credited as the babysitter.
Yeah.
But Jeremy London says her name right before, when she's in the car, and right before the cops are about to drive her home.
What was her name?
He says her name. Jennifer.
Yeah. Was this originally have a different title? Or was the Babysitter?
I think it was the Babysitter, because this was based on a short story.
Yes. No, just looking at the plot line, it sort of suggested that the main plot device was looking at people's interaction with alcohol. So that's why I was wondering, like, whether it was changed after it became popular.
I never really looked at it that way. I always looked at it as being centered primarily around fantasy and the line between fantasy and reality being so blurred for all of these characters to the point where they can't tell what's real or not anymore.
Yeah.
And they live in this alternative universe, kind of. And really, the babysitter is the only character who is centered in reality.
Yeah, that's very true. Looking at it now, I think this could actually work well enough as a play as well, because it is very dialogue driven, and which is probably why I wanted the dialogue to be even better. Even though I probably, looking at it now, I probably won't. It'll probably be fine.
I like the dialogue. I think
I don't think it was bad. I think I just wish it was. I think, let's say, I felt it was B grade as opposed to A grade, and with B still being very good.
What is wrong with his tie? I never understood that. It's just a striped tie.
Yeah.
I never got that. And she says, "Why do you always wear the silly tie?" You know, I hate it. It's it's a fucking basic striped tie. And they had one of those marriage saver babies.
Oh my god.
Well, because you know when a couple's been together for like fucking 25 years and it's clearly on the rocks, and when they have kids who are, you know, past toddler age,
What a crock of shit.
and then all of a sudden a baby comes out of nowhere, that means they had the baby to stay together.
Are you saying that I was there to save my parents' marriage?
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Well, that worked well, didn't it?
it did.
Something I do like is that her, like, femme fataleness isn't her own character. It's everyone's want for her.
No, yeah, it's the way she's perceived.
Yes. She's not a poison ivy. She's
Nope.
just the babysitter, but everyone's
She's a good
turned
girl.
on by it. Yeah.
She's a good girl that everybody wants to be a bad girl.
Yes. Didn't you used to go somewhere like this?
No, I said the video store I went to used to have a pinball
Yeah.
machine, or different pinball machines.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not a record store, but a pinball. Actually, I was going to do that the other day. I was in the city and I went to they've converted an old cinema into a bookshop, so I went to that to buy a friend a present. But I remember that there's still.
You bought a book as a gift?
No, I bought a it's a light that you clip onto your book.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Well, he had gone through.
It's almost as good as buying a book.
No. Well, he had gone through eye surgery and couldn't come to choir because he couldn't see the music because it's quite.
Aw.
It's in a old church that we perform, and he couldn't really read the music, so I bought him that. But they've also got a one of the few remaining video stores for hire, and I wanted to go look, just have a look inside, but forgot all about it until I was like, I'd left the city.
You should call her.
Hmm.
Tell her a good thing like her's gotta be passed around.
Ugh,
Why is she naked again?
fucking sleazy thing to say.
Jack and I were just saying, two's company. Three's an orgy.
No, three's a threesome.
Yes. He hasn't seen Taboo.
He is not.
Oh, what was it in Cruel Intentions?
You're right.
Two's company, three's a fuckload of fun. I was like,
I don't remember that.
that was in part 2, I reckon.
Oh, God. That's on Tubi now.
Oh my god.
I did think that Robin, whatever the fuck his name was, who played the Ryan Phillippe character, was really cute.
I the only thing
He
I
kind
remembered
of
was,
looks a bit like Joshua Jackson.
I was going to say that. Yeah, every time I'd see the cover of it, I'd think it was Joshua Jackson.
He was also in American Psycho 2.
Ah, was Mila Kunis in that?
She was. And she rused the day that she did that movie. She fucking hates it and is openly... she's very vocal
Well,
about
at least she
how much
talks
she
about
hates
it. Better
Well,
that
all
than
she
ignore
says
it.
is that she hates it.
With that whiskey voice of hers.
I don't know. I just... Oh. I always said that a lot of people hate that movie because they go in expecting American Psycho, and it's not American Psycho. It's a totally different movie. There's that, and I always thought that they should have, instead of trying to capitalize on the American Psycho name, they should have shot the script as it was written and called it what it was originally titled, which was The Girl Who Wouldn't Die.
Ah.
But yeah, that's what they did. They got a script called The Girl Who Wouldn't Die. They added a few things, tweaked a few things, add Patrick Bateman, and called it American Psycho 2.
Was American Psycho that successful, though?
I wouldn't say so, no.
I had that feeling. I feel that the reviews were kind of mixed, and I don't actually think that it, like, box office was that successful to, like, be
No,
lending
I mean,
the name.
it made money, but I don't think it was a big hit. No.
Yeah. Like, I feel that it wasn't as big a hit as they were expecting it to be. But in saying that, because that came out after Fight Club, I reckon. Fight Club wasn't as big a hit as they were thinking it would be. It became a cult classic after the cinemas.
Well, let's not talk about American Psycho because that's something that I might like to do down the road.
Alrighty. With Jared Leto.
First
again.
of all, where in the fuck does Jeremy London live, and why is it taking him 27 years to get the fuck home?
Yes.
And why? How is Mark? How does he keep finding?
Yeah. Like, I find the Mark character just irritating.
Yes. Do you remember that story about, like, it was like 15 years ago? I think it was Jason London. It had this ridiculous story because I think he got caught with drugs, and he said that he was abducted by like gang members or something,
God.
and they made him smoke crack.
Like they would waste crack on someone.
Yeah, no, yeah. People don't make you smoke crack. Okay? Nobody's giving up their crack. Okay? I forgot to point out Lois Chiles. But that she's his wife with the white suit.
Yes. Of George Segal.
George Segal's wife.
Yeah. Oh, Madeline.
I always like this opening here when they first get to the party, and you know everything's very chill, and they're just making with small talk and pleasantries with each other, and then as the night goes on, what it turns into
Yeah. That's
a bunch of
grating on
fucking
each
sloppy
other. Yeah.
middle-aged drunks.
I hate how he tickles her neck. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, she says that. What are you doing? I always like that. I mean, I'm not. See, what are you doing? Stop it. I'm not. I know I'm not the. I've never been the one to comment on the fashions in these movies. That's your territory. But I do like this outfit that she has on with the dress, and she's mixing patterns, which I like.
Yeah.
And I think the boots go well with the dress. I think it looks. It's an appropriate outfit for the kind of character that she's playing.
Yeah.
Hang out, watch some TV or something. Later on, when the kids go to sleep.
Although I don't like the jacket that she wears in the beginning.
I thought that. Oh, maybe I don't know.
Come on, you want me to, don't you?
It did look like a boyfriend jacket.
It looked like something that you would find at a thrift store.
How old is she supposed to be? 15.
I just want to
15, 16.
Yeah. No, she's just very mature for her age.
We didn't do anything.
Like, to be the only one saying "Don't bother me at work" is like.
Just want to talk.
Back, Jesus.
Oh, there he is
Why
again.
doesn't he go home to call her? Like,
None of your fucking business.
I mean, well, and the thing too about this movie is you're kind of set up to think that J.T. Walsh's character is the antagonist, but it's really Mark, because he spends the majority of the movie manipulating fucking what's Jeremy London's character's name?
Scott.
No, it's not Scott.
Josh.
No.
I just kept thinking he reminded me of James Spader at that age.
Because of the
Yeah,
glasses.
because of the glass.
Jack. He spends a lot of the movie manipulating Jack and getting him to believe things about her that aren't true. Like he slept with her, for example. Which I think kind of emboldens him and makes him do things that he wouldn't ordinarily do.
It's sort
Because
of like
I think he feels that because Mark slept with her, he feels entitled to sleep with her now because she's with him.
yeah. But I think it's also when you see you've been successful with a lie, you then start pushing it further. But he looks bloody 25.
I don't know, I'm not a liar. But well, he does push it further toward the end when they're all at the house, and he tries to act like Jack forced him to come there, and that Jack had this plan for them to engage in some kind of dalliance.
Yeah.
This is so pathetic and sad
Yeah. Like
that they're mourning their youth.
because they
Of,
all
like,
seem like they would have been losers in high school.
Yeah, that's a good point. They kind of do. But the thing too is, with all of them, they're all, and especially J.T. Walsh, they're all lusting after
Yes.
16-year-old girls. You know, 1995, that was okay.
Well.
Not really. Oh, God.
Well, coming out of the 80s when they would have those, movies like Angel and the other one with the girl, 16-year-olds. What was that one with the phone call when she calls that guy who's a killer?
Lisa.
Lisa, yes.
She was 14.
Yes.
It's there's really not a whole lot out there about this movie either. I guess I got I could be wrong, but I guess I got a second, or I got a reissue edition of the Blu-ray because I'm almost 100% positive that when Olive Films first put this out on Blu-ray, there was a commentary by the director.
Yeah.
And mine doesn't have it. But I really would have been interested in hearing a director's commentary because, like I said, there's nothing really out there about this movie.
What genre would you call it?
I would say drama/thriller.
I was thinking because I feel that there's some elements of humor to it as well. But going about the music and
Well, it's definitely not a comedy.
no, not at all. Would it be okay to call it a modern noir?
No, because when you say noir, I think of guns or detectives.
Well, I think the saxophone and the music makes me feel
Oh
that
God. Speaking of which, the one moment in this movie that always fucking creeps me out. Creeps me out, man. Is the scene when George Segal and Lee Garlington are fucking.
way. Oh God.
It's like I really did not need to see George Segal,
Yes.
his sweaty back thrusting.
She's an actress kind of like Bonnie Hunt, that type of. You see her around, but can't really think of what she's been in.
I remember when Bonnie Hunt had a talk show that I actually really liked.
Oh, okay. She also had her own show for a while.
Yeah, she did.
And what I remember about it is that I was watching a show with Trixie Mattel, and she was saying how she went on a date with someone, and she went back to their house, and he had a room where a whole wall was filled with Bonnie Hunt memorabilia.
Hmm. But I remember her talk show used to come on late. It used to come on like 1 in the morning.
Okay.
But from what I remember about it, it reminded me a lot of Rosie O'Donnell's show in the beginning before she went all crazy.
Yeah.
Because it was very light and,
Hey.
fluffy.
Yep. Like Chelsea Handler.
No. I can't believe I used to be fucking obsessed with Chelsea Handler. Now I can't stand her. Her last book, or the last book that I read by her, made me want to fucking put my fist through the wall.
Why is
It
that?
was so annoying because she clearly keeps a thesaurus next to her at all fucking times because the book is peppered with like 7-syllable words that nobody would understand or use in casual conversation. And then when she was promoting the book, she was using those kinds of words. It's like, what do you fucking do? Memorize dictionaries to try to sound intelligent? It's... Oh, what the fuck happened to you? She throws JT Walsh's underwear at her face.
She should have had a stronger reaction to that.
She should have went, ugh. Skid marks.
Yes. Should have left a mark on her face.
With that him, that's a big ass.
Yes.
I'm sure that there would have been skid marks aplenty.
I'm sure he's a lazy wiper.
Mm-hmm.
And prairie dogs often.
I like how Jack drinks like 1, maybe 2 beers at the most, and he's drunk.
Yeah, like, and he
enough
seems like
to
a regular
puke over
drinker. I'm sure he'll. I almost wish that wasn't an element of it. As in,
What about an elephant?
an element. Sorry, that the plot summary, the one that I read, that they hadn't even mentioned it because I thought that was it just made it feel a bit too after school special.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What, the drinking?
Yeah, that it was saying that like looking at the effects of drinking on people was one of the plot elements to it. See, this music is very noiry to me.
I don't think it was so much in Jack. Well, okay. Well, let me just say this. In Jack's case, I don't really think it was so much... What the fuck was that? I don't know if it was so much the alcohol that was making him behave
Like an idiot.
in a manner unlike himself. I think it was more Mark's encouragement and interference, and constantly buzzing in his ear about what he should do, and
A bit of peer pressure. That just kept going.
yeah, there's a bit of peer pressure there. With JT's character, I mean, he has a thing for her clearly because she babysat for them before. So he's had his eye on her, and I don't think him coming into the kitchen when she gets there in his underwear was an accident.
So why don't you just let me come in for a little eat good?
Jack, no. You're drunk. I can't believe you.
Just a couple beers.
Jack, no means no. I said no and you came over anyway.
No means no,
Exactly.
Jack.
Hit the road, Jack.
That's right. Loser.
And don't you come back no more, no more.
All right, settle.
No more, no more.
You always gotta take it one step too far. You gotta leave on a high note. You gotta Costanza that shit.
Yes. Can't stands you. So even here, I would have just.
I don't like
gone
the
other
way that house is built. It's weird.
Well, it's probably built on a slope.
Yeah. With those weird platform with the stairs and the iron railing. It looks industrial, like it's a warehouse or something. And then you climb to the next level and it's like, oh, suburbia. There's the garden. I would have knocked down that wall and
I would have built into the
built
hill.
it out or something. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the way it looked.
I mean, I'm not really a fan of external staircases to get to a front door, but I can handle them.
That's a bit much. Could you imagine bringing groceries home
I
with that
know.
shit?
Yeah, but probably the garage is closer up.
Maybe. Or didn't he park on the street?
Yeah, they did. But I'm saying... as
No,
the
I'm talking
owners-
about the parents.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they parked on the street.
Oh.
I don't remember.
See, I would actually get quite fucked off if someone kept bothering me at work. Even if, it was out of affection. It was like...
I love how you keep saying at work. She's babysitting.
No, but I call it at work, yeah. I guess I am a professional, so when I don't really, I'm not very playful with my clients.
When she puts Jimmy in bed and she says goodnight and she rolls her finger on the tip of his nose. Well, you get kind of a close up of his face and you can really see Christian Slater in his face. I wonder what happened to him if he's still acting.
Christian Slater was named after what the Romans used to do.
What does that mean, Tony?
They used to kill Christians.
It's Slater, not Slayer. Are your antibiotics working okay?
Far too well, yes. Combined with this black sambuca. I feel that she was right in not wanting to do a nude scene. I don't think that would have added anything nice to the film.
No, she never would have done a nude scene. Well, she was only 16 anyway.
Yeah.
But that was always a big thing for her, I remember. She refused. I think she was, they wanted her to do
They
one
did,
for this.
but I
Didn't
don't
they?
think it would have added anything
Yeah.
to the movie. I think it would have seemed crass.
Oh, I think she turned it down.
Yeah, she kept turning it down because
Because-
they wanted a nude scene.
Yeah,
They
that's
were
right. I
into it.
forgot about
okay,
that.
you don't have to be naked then. Which is, it almost feels like gaslighting. We're like... Oh, it's got a different time on there, though.
I wonder if they offered
Drew Barrymore.
a body double
Oh,
like in The Crush.
Yep. And her piano playing. Sorry.
Shut up. That's so gross. Ugh.
This is I was thinking how this is pre-American Beauty days.
Yeah. Well, we both know Mina Savari was safe.
Well. From the actor, yes. My fantasies don't last this long.
I always thought her nude scene in American Beauty was incredibly gratuitous.
Mina Savari. Yeah, where she was taking off her knickers.
No. When she's about to have sex
Yeah.
with whatever his name is,
Lester.
and Lester, and she confesses that she's a virgin.
Yeah.
And she's just lying there with her tits out.
Yeah.
I didn't think
Oh, maybe
that
knickers were off then, but anyway.
I don't know, but I don't think that Thora Birch's nude scene was necessary either, when she just flashes a boob through the window.
I think that her nude scene, worked with her character. I thought she had two nude scenes, I thought. One when she was looking at breasts or something, and the other one where she flashes Wes Bentley.
I don't remember her looking at them.
I don't know.
I remember
Like, we
her
haven't seen it
looking
in a while.
at breast.
Yeah,
I
but
remember her
thought
looking
she
at
then
breast augmentation online.
Yeah, but then I thought she looked at herself in the mirror to sort of around that time, but I could be wrong. That's one movie I still quite like, even though an actor has ruined it. The same with the First Wives Club.
Well, he really didn't have a big part in it.
Yes. I think that baby's fake because it doesn't blink.
Shut up. You're a very strange boy.
Though I was reading up about him because he was in Star Trek 1, the movie. And I don't think that the case...
Oh, Jeremy London?
The guy from First Wives Club and Seventh Heaven.
Oh. Yes.
I don't think the case stuck, but he did admit to People magazine that he had underage.
Well, they have him on a recording of him
Oh, okay.
saying it.
No, but
He admitted it in
I don't think
a...
I don't think he went to jail or anything.
No, I don't think he did. But that it all came from the wife. She recorded a session that they had in couples therapy
Yeah.
where he admitted to some impropriety with a girl who was 14.
Oh, okay. Actually,
Lois
all
Chiles.
of these, that's right. All of these little montage fantasies. It started reminding me a little bit of Hills Have Eyes too, when even the dog has a fantasy, like has a flashback.
Isn't that, like, I was going to say, isn't like half of the
Yes.
Hills Have Eyes 2 footage from the first?
like a soap opera zoom in on someone's face and then a flashback.
Oh God.
Evidently,
lazy filmmaking.
Wes did not want to make that movie.
I know that there was some stuff behind the scenes. He had some issues.
So, is this her second bath of the night?
She didn't take one. That was a fantasy.
No, but when she answered the phone earlier, she was like in a towel.
That was a fantasy.
Oh, okay.
That was when Mark said two's company, three's an orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantasy.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
I had this on DVD before I bought the Blu-ray, and I remember the fucking, what do you call it, icon, I guess, to go from play to chapter or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was a heart.
Oh, really?
And it was so fucking out of place. It was a pink heart.
I did think he was quite cute, though.
You do?
Yeah.
He's too Jason Priestley, right?
With the
Wannabe James Dean.
sideburns. It's got a head of hair.
Yeah, he does.
Although, what's wrong with Jason Priestley? Not that I'm a fan of his at all, though. I was far more.
No, there's nothing wrong with Jason Priestley.
Dylan
He's just not my
McKay
type.
fan than I was a Jason Priestley fan.
I didn't think he was cute until I saw him in Buffy and he had the Caesar cut. I thought he looked super cute with the Caesar cut.
I liked George Clooney with the Caesar cut. Is that the Caesar cut that he had in Dusk Till Dawn?
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah.
I think so, but I don't think the bangs were very long.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a Caesar cut.
It's got a Caesar complex. Actually, that guy who did Three Kings is making a new movie.
I've never seen Three Kings.
No, well, I haven't really either, but he did, that movie with Lily Tomlin and she screamed at him. David O. Russell?
Oh, I Heart Huckabees?
Yes. Actually, I quite liked that clip of her screaming and him screaming back. As like, Jesus.
She even screamed at poor Naomi Watts, and fuck you too. And she was just sitting there, she was just minding her own business. I felt bad. I was like, Jesus.
But I think David
what the fuck did Naomi
under
Watts
people's
do?
nerves. Because, like, I feel that the fact that Amy Adams never wants to work with him is telling enough. Because they were in American Hustle together, and she hated his direction.
Who, the director?
Yeah.
I mean,
but also in saying that, I think Bradley Cooper gets along with him, which also, to me, speaks volumes.
what's his name?
David O. Russell, I reckon? Oh, poor Alicia.
I don't know how actors, especially very famous actors, throw diva fits on sets like that. Because if it were me, I would be constantly aware or thinking, okay, there's a camera somewhere. I'm being recorded somewhere by something. So I don't want to look like an asshole. I'm going to be on my best behavior here.
Well, I think Lily Tomlin, she has done a bit of. She could be a bit difficult with some people, but in other people, I think some people just tick her off.
Well, there's two clips from I Heart Huckabees. There's one where she's going off, and then there's another one where they're in an office and he's going off on her.
Yeah.
And
Where he
she's
leaves
really,
the room and then comes back and screams even more.
yeah, he goes nuts, and she came across as the victim in that one.
I don't think I've seen the one where she tells off Naomi Watts. I'll have to look
Well,
that one up.
it's the famous one in the car
Okay.
where it's like her, Dustin Hoffman, and Naomi Watts is in the back.
Poor Naomi. Should have a claw coming out through the bathtub.
Oh, you're so clever. I would never think to take a bath in somebody's.
No.
If I was babysitting.
I wouldn't even think to take a bath in my own hot tub. Do you have a tub?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a tub/shower combo?
Yes.
Okay. Like, I do like when they have a fantasy sequence, they've got a bit more, like, ludicrous. Like, there's a very lacy robe on the back of the shower door. It's the bathroom door, sorry, like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel they subtly change things to make it more sexualized.
More lurid.
Yes.
I think the most risque moment is when Jimmy comes in and she tells him to soap her back.
Yes.
And he drops it. He drops the soap. Well, help me find it, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Help me
that's
find it.
the scene that reminded me of American Beauty, where Lester has the fantasy of her in the tub.
Oh, God, I hate drunk people.
Yes. I don't mind buzzed, like where it's a slight, but... Oh, I hate that line. Like,
the hell's with that music? Sounds like a marching band.
who's in charge of your playlist?
He's plotting his, He's
Rapture.
he's plotting his
Dalliance.
therapy session,
Yes.
we'll call it. I always wished that she would write a book. Well, she did write a book.
But wasn't it
But,
about like
It
child
was
raising?
about being a vegan.
Yeah.
I always wish that she would pen her memoirs.
Didn't she used to feed her child like a bird?
Well,
Was that
that's a
weird?
vegan thing,
Oh
apparently.
my god! It's like chew the food and then spit it in their mouth.
Yeah. Well, she's hardcore vegan,
Yeah.
so
No wonder she looks 60.
her son must be like in his mid-teens
Yeah.
now.
I hope that vegan parents will allow their child to have meat if they so choose. You know, that it's not a case of like, well, you're out of the
I
family
don't think
now.
so. I think they probably enforce it. I think it's
No, but
probably
like
like a
later in life, let's
religious
say
thing.
like religion where, you know, if you get to an age where...
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. I think it's like religion, where it's like if you're Catholic, then you raise your kids Catholic. If you're vegan, you raise your kids vegan.
There's been a few cases where parents have been found like guilty of manslaughter or murder even, when they have refused to give their
For
children...
being-
Yeah.
For give them vitamins,
No, well...
like not getting iron or something.
Like there was a child that...
Well, I mean, if you go to a
thoroughly undernourished.
pediatrician, yeah, if you go to a pediatrician, if you're you go to a pediatrician if you're worried that if your child's not getting proper nourishment, and they'll tell you, you know, his levels are, he doesn't have enough iron, he's not getting enough vitamin B or whatever, and then you buy vitamins. That's what a responsible vegan would do, I would assume.
Yes, I suppose these are irresponsible vegans.
These are irresponsible vegans. Sometimes, too, well, I know with vegetarians, sometimes it's not a choice. You just don't. I've known a couple people, not many, who are vegetarian, and they just don't like meat.
Yeah, yeah.
It like makes them physically ill to think of like eating a hamburger.
Yeah. My ex-friend was a vegetarian simply because she loved animals. But she sort of made it her persona.
Oh, I mean, as bad as Leprechaun is, I always did like that scene with Jennifer Aniston in the diner when she's ridiculing the guy for eating roast beef. And she's like, you know what that is? That is cut up dead cow. And I don't eat living things. I feel very strongly about that. And he reaches under the table and pulls her sneaker off, and he goes, cut up dead cow? That's what your shoe is.
Yes. Oh my god. I mean, I guess you see a little bit of Christian Slater.
In the eyes, I think.
Actually, I'm just being agreeable.
You're thinking of what?
I'm just being agreeable.
So you don't think he looks like Christian Slater, then?
No.
Whatever.
You got to refrain from activities where balls get thrown at your face.
Oh!
Well, you can see the cameraman in the doorknob.
I was watching this. It was one of those, you know, downfall of such and such videos on YouTube. And there was one about Alicia. And there was this incredibly lengthy portion of it where the guy who did it discussed the crush.
Okay.
And he was talking about the plot of the movie like it was her fucking life.
Oh, really?
Like she was the character. And then there was like all this ominous music when he was talking about the crazy things that Darian did to the Nick Elliott character. And I'm thinking to myself, you do realize that this was just a movie she was in, right? But like most of it was on the crush. and then you know, he was like, oh, and then she got into the fucking Aerosmith videos and caught the attention of Amy Heckerling, and then he started talking about her weight. It really wasn't very that informative.
So, even though she was in a mental institution, she managed to go into Clueless.
She did.
Yeah. Did she end up getting with that nurse that she had a crush on? Is that the father of her vegan child?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. I was surprised when she got divorced.
Well,
Because she was with, I think the guy, I'm pretty sure the guy she was married to, she was with him for like 10 years before they got married.
it's a flip of the coin.
What do you mean?
You know, the divorce rate is like 50-50, isn't it?
It's up to, it went up to 60 now.
Really? Although I think Britain has a
Yeah.
higher divorce rate. Just by the way.
Well, there's the divorce rate also, well, I'm pretty sure the statistic is 60.
Yeah.
But they say that the chances of you getting divorced are higher if you've been married before. So it's like if you've been married once, your chances of getting divorced are 60. If you've been married twice, 70.
Yeah.
It goes up.
Yep. You know the process and how easy it is. As in, you take your vows knowing that there's an out.
I don't like that though. I mean, like our parents are from a generation where you stick it out, and you really take those vows seriously.
But in saying that, I think that resulted in a lot of unhappy people.
Well,
But yeah, I couldn't imagine
it
anyone my
could.
parents' age being divorced. I remember in primary school meeting my first child of divorce and being really like shocked.
yeah, a lot of the kids I grew up with, well, with the exception of a couple, their parents were together. But unless, you know, there's something really bad happening, like there's some kind of abuse, if you really love someone, I really hate that whole thing when people say, well, we grew apart. No, we grew apart means you just stopped caring. You didn't want to put the effort into your relationship. Means you're a selfish twat.
Are we hitting a nerve, are we?
Yeah. I had 2 people say that to me.
We've just grown apart as people.
Well, one of them was a relationship that was under a year.
Yeah.
It's like, really? You're bored of me already? We've gone separate ways emotionally in under 12 months? Okay. All right.
Well, I think that it can be a case that when you get to know someone better, you realize that you don't want to be
You're
with
not
them for the rest of your
compatible.
life. Yeah. So it's not a case of growing apart, but a case of knowing someone, you know. And I just don't like what I see anymore. Sorry. I'm not saying that about you. I'm just saying in general.
I don't understand what the fuck this was, or what this trick was supposed to be, or how it would even work. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. He told one of them went into the house, dialed the house phone, the number to the house, to the Tucker house, and then hung up before it connected. And that made the house phone ring, and for her to pick up the phone to find nobody there. It makes no sense.
No, I thought that James Spader was still on the line.
But he called the house from the house phone.
Yeah, but isn't that something you can do to sort of test if it's working?
No.
There's a number you ring and then it rings you back.
If you dial... No.
Okay.
With a landline, if you would dial... If I had a landline and I dialed my own number...
It comes
it
up
would just
engaged.
be... It would just... You would get a busy signal.
Yeah. No, but there used to be, like... Let's say you call up 411 and hang up. It would then call you back.
I don't remember. I never heard of that.
There was a certain number, but I don't think it happened. I don't think it really happens anymore. God, this is just...
I could have done without this part.
Yeah, these fantasy sequences. I wish there was a male-on-male fantasy, but other than that...
Like we could ever get that lucky.
They should have let
And then she gets
Alicia
a
have
TV,
have
falls
a
on her head.
fantasy.
What? Oh no. Those are the days when TVs weighed like 800 pounds.
Yes. And then plasma came around and they weighed even more. You know, something I don't see anymore is TV corner units. Sorry.
TV, what?
You know those like those cabinets that you put in the corner that you put the TV in.
Mm-hmm.
Because now they're all flat screens that people just put them on the wall.
Don't worry about it. It's just friends of mine, all right? Now, please don't put your pants. Go to bed. Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh God.
I want to change my lines.
Oh. She's always in that goddamn tub.
No. She must be a prune by now.
I could just picture her being like, how many fucking hours do I have to spend in this tub? Jesus Christ.
Like I'm getting
I'm
blue.
clean, goddammit. What?
Getting blue because the water's getting cold.
Mm-hmm.
Did you used to watch the show Just Shoot Me?
I did.
I used to not mind it.
I liked Wendy Malick.
Yes. I tried watching Hot in Cleveland, but it wasn't... It was fun, but it wasn't really my cup of tea.
I also liked Wendy Malick on the HBO show Dream On.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good show. I always thought Brian Benben was so cute.
I found that news radio is on my screening on my streaming service, so I started watching that.
Oh, really? You see a whole lot of naked Andy Dick.
Oh, really? No, well, because I was looking up Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had mentioned him in the past, and someone else had mentioned him. So I thought, what's everyone's attraction to this man?
Oh, he used to... Well, I used to think he was hot before he was learned he was a fucking dickhead. The only issue with him, though, was... I don't know what kind of... Because he's obviously, into fitness. But whatever regiment he's doing made his neck a little too thick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that could be the wrestling training.
Maybe.
Maybe he's got thyroid issues. Glandular.
Maybe.
Glandular Lansbury.
See, you should have left on a high note.
That could be my trivia name.
Chat. I remember, I don't know what the fuck this music is, but whoever these bands are, they must have been...
Desperate.
I don't know. I think Gin Blossoms were on the soundtrack, I think. But I remember on the old VHS, they, had the featuring music by, and there was a list of, 5 bands.
Oh, yeah. It kind of... Is it like Primus? Or... No, it's a sound of its day.
Oh, yeah, well, this
Nothing
is very
ever
90s.
changes,
No, the guy from Primus has a very distinctive voice. Going down to Town Park.
I still reckon one of the best soundtracks is The Craft. It's all that Connie Francis.
What are you trying to do to Mark here?
God.
Jack, stop it! Stop! Jack, stop! One, all right?
Ew.
He spit in my face. God.
Yeah, I mean, he really doesn't have the look or the physique to take on that kind of, I am the man.
No.
The alpha male.
Yes.
No, he's not.
He's very mathlete. Like Dawn Wiener's brother.
He's not that bad. Let's calm down a little bit.
About what?
Oh, God.
How embarrassing.
Poor thing.
This was all pre-internet days. Before Ashley Madison.
What are you talking about? Oh, God.
What's your favourite scene? With the leopard print.
And they're both screaming in orgasm.
Maybe think
Are you not a very verbal orgasmer?
Depends on who I'm with.
maybe if I was a girl, with like a right girl like 16 or so.
A ripe young girl. That's very unusual wording. A ripe young girl.
She knows who's the ripest.
It's like that, remember when, that episode of South Park when Cartman wrote to that band? What was that band? I can't remember who the band was. But he said, he started it with, I'm a young supple boy. I'm a young supple boy from South Park, Colorado.
Did you ever listen to any of the music of Wing?
Wing?
Yes.
No.
She appeared on South Park, apparently. And she's a lovely New Zealander who does covers. Again in the
Why do you
bathtub.
say New Zealander? Why don't you call her a Kiwi?
Just be lucky I didn't say New Zealander.
Darling, my God, no, it's not what I think I can explain. Really, I can explain.
It actually looks to me very much like a beach house. That type of design. Where it's designed to have a, look out at a view.
Mark got way too much product in his hair.
Yes.
Oh, that's great, man. You threatened me. Are you listening to yourself talk, Jack? Listen, you gotta believe me. You should have heard what pervert boy here had in mind, okay?
I don't want to hear it. Can you please just go to sleep? I don't want any more trouble.
Why not just leave? Honestly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I told him you're something special. Stuff. No, you don't deserve to be treated like this.
Okay, he's really a beta.
Wait a minute. I'm not going anywhere. You let him do it to you, didn't you? You let Mark do it to you, didn't you? Huh? What about that? Huh? What about that? Huh? What about that?
Jack, you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
She recovers a bit too well, though, I reckon. For just getting
Well, I
slapped
think
in the
she was.
face.
I think she was expecting it.
Never fucked him if that's what you're thinking.
I see. I know what you're saying, but I think it was because she knew it was coming, and it wasn't just the slap. It was, this is who you really are.
Yeah.
And I should have known all along. What was that? There's another movie where, it was Night of the Demons. Where the character, there's a female character who went out with a Mark type character,
Yeah.
and then she ends up going with not necessarily a Jack, but like a preppy kind of guy. And he wants to date her because he assumes that she slept with the
Yeah.
the other guy.
You know, both of their names are verbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Please?
I did like that he called the cops. That he wasn't just some helpless.
He will not be a victim.
Yes. It's like Annette Bening.
Well, he could have gotten up and turned off the stove.
Yeah, but then what would have happened with their boiling water?
That's true.
God. I thought he was going to strangle him, but it's just not smashed head.
Run, bitch!
Oh, I'm scared. God.
Oh,
This is what happens when you have 2 beers.
that's right.
You turn into a therapist.
Mm-hmm. You show up at a babysitter's house and try to therapize her.
Tell her what's what.
I wish she had done more thrillers.
Yeah, she's got a fine scream.
She really does.
Like, she sounds scared. It's not, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds real.
Whereas I feel like Jennifer Love Hewitt's scream sounds like a scream, like a fake, but like an impressive scream, where it doesn't sound emotional at all.
I remember her complaining a lot when she did those movies about how much she had to scream. She really didn't like it. She thought doing those movies were a little too taxing.
Well, I can only imagine that screaming element you can't do it without damaging something.
Your vocal cords,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, it's not like
Sure.
singing loudly where you can train yourself to do something. Like, to me, it's a case of you're going to hurt something.
Well, if you're
you'll
screaming
recover,
all day,
but-
you could just throw your voice out, blow it out.
I hate how everyone's driving after having drunk. It's like...
No, well, they weren't all sloppy drunks like J.T. Walsh was.
They could still
and
drive.
Lee-
They're a better driver when they're drunk, really.
Well, George Segal was totally sober.
Really? Oh, okay. He was just the bartender.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the way he was talking
Yeah.
to her. He was all there.
I can maintain a bit of composure when I'm...
Yeah,
Maybe just
everybody
in
says that
comparison. Yeah.
because they don't know what they look like.
Oh, that's right. It's their son. I forgot why
Oh
he
my
was
god!
comforting her.
You just realized.
No, I just couldn't remember. This is all Alicia's fault. If she wasn't so enticing.
About to hear the name.
They don't. I don't actually think they ever. I never felt like a boyfriend-girlfriend rapport out of them.
Well, we're only seeing them on one night.
He almost
So
seems
you
like
don't
an
really know what
ex-boyfriend
it's like when they're
than an actual.
together.
Yeah. I think that would have worked better for me if they were actually exes. Anyway. Jennifer, Jennifer.
Oh my god, listen to that sad, sad music.
It's like boo-hoo. Though I prefer this music to the start, to the intro music. That sounded very... That's what made me think of My Girl. It was very, like, light and... Let's go on an adventure.
Did you like it any better the second time?
I think I did. It was, I guess, the first time around I was expecting more of a thriller element that never came. And so, watching it now, knowing where it goes, I could appreciate it better. It was a case of entering it with a expectation. Like you and
I
X.
remember trying to show this movie to people, like when it first came out, because I had it on VHS, and all I would hear was, "I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't think it was understandable.
What's
or
this
anything.
movie supposed to be about? I don't get it." Now we're getting a little up-tempo here.
Yeah. Performed by the Metropole Orchestra. Where was it filmed?
It looked like LA to me.
Although the music was mixed in Holland.
That's interesting for a low-budget
One of
movie.
the songs was by an Australian company.
Tell me what the copyright year is.
Alright. Then I'll forget and I'll have to rewind. Iggy Pop had a
Yeah,
song
you
in
would,
it called
after-
Hate. There was an article that came out yesterday about the orgies at the Playboy Mansion being a bit unpleasant.
Oh God. I
Who
heard
would've
something
thought?
about I know. I heard something about there was a YouTube video saying that was called Celebrities You Never Knew Were Gay.
1995.
And Hugh Hefner was in there.
Really?
Yeah, so he was supposedly
Gay
he
or
was- he
bisexual?
had- bisexual.
Yeah.
Bisexual. One who I was really surprised by was Gavin Rossdale.
Oh, no, I knew about him.
I didn't know that.
Well, he was with
Supposedly-
Webster
Supposedly, because he had been in, I guess, like long-term thing with this guy, and then they broke up, and then the guy re-entered Gavin's life, and that was what broke up he and Gwen Stefani.
Wasn't he with Marilyn or someone like that?
No, I don't. They said his name. I don't remember who it was, but I think it was another musician.
Yeah, but the transgender.
Yeah.
I think it was Marilyn or anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he was He was transgender. I think he was.
Or like a Boy George type of, like a.
Yeah. Gavin's into chicks with dicks.
God. They found it in his trash.
Oh my god.
Did you enjoy that again?
Yes,
You always
I do.
enjoy a bit of Alicia, except for when she's in
do.
minor roles. And you buy a whole thing and she's only in like for 4 minutes.
What was that one movie that pissed me off?
The
when
Ritual.
She fucking died in the first.
No, the
Ritual.
The Lodge.
Yeah. I was like, oh, cool, she's the mom. She's going to be in the whole movie. No! 10 minutes and she's dead.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit. And she had maybe 3 lines, and they were all like 2 syllables. I just remember one of the lines was one of the kids asking her if the dad's new girlfriend was going to be there, and her just going, no.
That took a lot.
Oh, Alicia. Maybe I should do another. What's his name? Not Lars von Trier, that other guy.
Not Milos, but yeah, the I don't know.
What is he,
Sacred
Dutch?
Deer guy. No, he's Greek.
Greek, that's right. Yeah, maybe we should still do another one of his movies.
Yeah, maybe. She has worked with.
She
some
lobbied
interesting
pretty hard to get into and to do that movie because she really wanted to work with him.
Okay. It's a pretty star-studded movie, that one. Well, it's got stars in it. Should I say?
Well, I mean, you got Colin Farrell and Nicole Kidman and Alicia and then who else?
The boy went on to do something.
Well, you know what? You know what? I know. He was like 25 playing like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
And he got like so many accolades for that performance. I fucking hated that performance.
Well, he reminded me
He
of
talked
like
like this, and he had no character.
he seemed
or
like he had a
emotion
blocked
in
nose
his
the whole
voice.
time, which is rich coming from me.
But I saw him in something else. I was like, oh, he actually can act. Okay.
So that was a choice. Yes.
That was just the character. Yeah. Now I forgot what I was going to say. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, I remember the first time I watched it, and Nicole's character was trying to get information from the anesthesiologist about that surgical procedure that the kid's father died. And he's like, if I give it to you, what are you going to give me? And she's like, I'll give you what you wanted that day at the fucking barbecue. And then it cuts to her jerking him off in the car. I was like, what? That's all he gets? That's what he wanted? Really? Yeah. A dry hand job in a parking lot?
Maybe he wanted to blow whichever way.
I guess. Well, I thought he wanted at least a beach.
Yeah.
I didn't think that she was going to fuck him, but I thought at least she's going to be a little more.
Put the lips on there. Get it. Make it moist.
She's going to put the needle on it. Okay. Tell you where she wants it.
So the boy was in. The only thing
All
I
my
saw him
freaks
when was
say what?
Jesus, Chernobyl.
No, I didn't see that.
But the director is Yorgos Lanthimos.
That's so great. Are you ever going to watch The Lobster? Like, what is the problem?
I might do. I have wanted to watch Dogtooth, but that's not really available anymore. He has just finished making a movie called Poor Things. I would look forward to seeing what he does.
Poor Things.
Oh, with Mark
Lobster
Ruffalo
was-
and Emma Stone. And,
Emma Stone.
And our show favourite, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, God.
We had to slip that name in.
The Crypt Keeper himself.
Yes. Madonna's favourite.
All right. So,
Well, that was
do you have any
another lovely experience.
experience?
Experience.
Do you have experience? You have any final thoughts on the Babysitter or Alicia Silverstone?
I'm happy to watch another Alicia Silverstone movie in the future. But yeah. Thank you for introducing me
What
to
the
it.
fuck? Okay. I don't know. I
That
don't
is
know.
so fetch.
She's got like 3 good movies. So I think we ran out. Unless you want to watch Clueless.
Hideaway. We can do Hideaway.
Oh, The Hideaway is awful.
I prefer songs called Hideaway, actually.
That was such a departure from the book.
Oh, okay. Was it like... I felt like it was not ripping off, but like cashing in on Lawnmower Man for some reason. I don't know why.
Probably. Be-
I just remember
I
at
don't
the time
know.
feeling that it just reminded me of it. I don't... Yeah.
Well, the Stephen King story isn't like that. We've had this discussion.
Yes. Yeah, but this was Dean Koontz.
Yes. So Dean Koontz was cashing in on the Lawnmower Man movie,
Oh, yeah, bip.
which was terrible. And I don't think did all that well.
And Aja got his revenge.
Yeah.
Oh. That's just how I'm going to say his last name.
Alexandre.
Aja. Oh. Sorry.
How much Sambuca have you had? Jesus Christ.
It's mixing
Ugh,
wonderfully with my Codral.
It's mixing wonderfully with your fucking Formula 44. Isn't that a cough medicine, Formula 44?
I don't know about that here. It's called Codral, is what I'm on.
What the fuck is that? Because
just a
you
brand.
people put like fucking heroin in
No.
your medicine.
There used to be the one with pseudoephedrine.
Pseudoephedrine.
Whereas this one was... I looked it up. It's an easy drug. It's nothing terrible. Like hydrochloride. Phenethylline.
Hydrochloride.
Anyway, do you have any final
They didn't
thoughts?
give you any codeine? What? About the movie?
No, well, codeine. I think codeine is over the counter.
Oh my god. That's a narcotic.
Yeah. That's why you have to get a prescription for it.
If you need a prescription, it's not over the counter.
Yes. Okay, fine, whatever. You
What the
get
fuck
it
are you
served over
talking
the
about?
counter 'cause
You
it's-
have clearly had too much
All
of
right.
whatever you've been prescribed.
No, I'm just.
You
ta-
just
I'm
said
just
it's
taking over
you
the
just said it's
counter
over the
stuff.
counter,
Yes.
but you need a prescription for it.
No.
That makes no sense.
No. So codeine, you need a prescription for.
Yeah.
But I'm not on that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're on crack?
Yes, I'm on. If I can look it up here.
Oh god, you gotta Google what medicine you're on. You've clearly had too much.
Phenylephrine hydrochloride. That's what I'm on. And paracetamol.
Phenylephrine,
it's
and
just-
that is the generic.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the regular brand called?
Codral.
Codral.
Yes.
No, I never heard of it.
It's Aussie. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day.
Okay, well, we don't fucking have kangaroo in our cough medicine here, so excuse me.
You have Dunkaroos.
For not knowing. That's right. So, yeah, that was The Babysitter. And no, I don't have any final thoughts. I enjoy the movie very much, and I think it's underrated. And I love Alicia.
Yes.
And you, my dearest?
Yes.
Yes.
She's in my top list of actresses. Ones to look out for.
That's so great. Okay. Well. Okay, so we're going to put a fucking big, fat, juicy cap on this one. So I want to thank Tony for joining me. And I want to thank everybody for listening. And until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.